Right. What's up, everyone? It's the time I want from Versailles, and last time we met, I gave you my thoughts on The Last of Us. It was actually more like my first impressions of The Last of Us. Okay. But that time I hadn't even completed like maybe 25% of the game. I haven't even completed even the summer chapter. But now I'm in a much better position to give you my overall thoughts on The Last of Us, and a score on The Last of Us. Okay, and just a warning for you guys. Yes, this video is gonna have some cussing and swearing. It's gonna have some vitriol, but please, don't take this as a professional reflection of who I am, because this is YouTube. YouTube is considered a social networking. It's not considered to be a professional networking tool by any means. Right? With that being said, The Last of Us should be renamed The Most Overrated of Us. Period. Point blank period, The Most Overrated of Us. Okay, and sorry for the voice. I actually have a bit of a cold. I'm actually headed out to the gym right in a bit, despite the cold. Like Scott Steiner says, you gotta block out the pain to see how you get a peak on top of your peak. Yeah. Right. I've just finished the game, and my first thought is, thank God I did not pay for this. Thank God this came free with my PS4. Thank God. Because had I paid for this, I would have campaigned to get my money back. The Last of Us remastered. Okay, and yeah, I've seen the playthrough of Left Behind. I refuse to play a DLC. Mind you, a DLC, an extension of the game, that 95% of which is basically, two teenage girls having fun. That's all that it is. That's all that it is. Does it expand this story in any way? No. Tells the story of, what's that, Ellie and Riley. It just tells that story. I mean, for fuck's sake, they find a joke book, they play an arcade game, they go around a tiny merry-go-round, that horse carousel thingy. Are you really? No, and they play with water guns. Are you fucking kidding me? That is supposed to expand on a survival horror story. No. That can be summarized in a cutscene, a lengthy MGS style cutscene, albeit MGS style cutscene. But still, that was your gameplay? No. So, people like IGN have to have their heads up their asses so deep that they can, so deep that they can feel, they can feel the ileocecal sphincters on their noses. So deep to give this game a 10 out of 10, and along with all the over 200 organizations that gave this game of the year a bullshit. It's the most overrated game of the year. No, sorry, this is the most overrated game of this generation. No, believe me, I'm not look, and some people soft people, mostly soft people today. That's most of the people today. They want to put me as a hater and as just a hate mongerer. No, a blind hater is someone who presents negative facts without reason. Let me give you the reasons, why I think this game is so overrated. First of all, the monotone nature of the story. This story is not about Ellie. This story is about Joel. You feel more bad for Joel than you do for. You feel shit for Ellie. I'm like, wait. Yeah, she pet a giraffe. So fucking what? She rides the horse. She kills a rabbit. She kills a deer. So fucking what? So fucking what? Yeah, a lot of kids don't even get kids like Sam. Kids like Sam, they don't even get this chance. In fact, you feel worse for Henry. You should feel worse for Henry than you did for than you do for Ellie. Because Henry was trying to do the same thing, but trying to reach the same goal, but he fails. Looking at Henry, looking at Sam, and this is like, oh my god, like, how do you guys, like, Ellie? The only time you felt bad for Ellie was in the winter thing, was in the winter chapter. That's the only time you felt bad for Ellie, because that time, Ellie was about to, and by the way, what's that guy David in the winter chapter? From what it looked, he was trying to, he had pretty much good intentions for Ellie, but his people wanted Ellie dead. And in a world like this, and let me point out another loophole in the story. And why this cordyceps bullshit makes no sense. Yeah, it's taken from quadriceps that actually infects ants and other insects. Quadriceps infects other species. Cordyceps infects only humans. You saw a deer, you saw a rabbit, you heard dogs, you even saw a fucking giraffe. Okay? And you saw horses as well. And you have abundance of plants. Compare this to a T virus. Dogs get infected, crows get infected, humans get super infected. Even something like biohazard outbreak. Elephants get infected. I think Resident Evil 1, even fish get infected. Trees get infected. Compare this to something like this is why, I see Fallout is, in a way, it's a very unique and very creative story. Fallout. Okay, let's take Fallout 3. Okay. You have infected plants. You have infected animals. You have super mutated animals. In fact, the universe of Fallout 3 makes this one look like Disneyland. Make the Last of Us universe look like Disneyland. And dude, I'm harping on the story because apparently the story is the strongest aspect of it. And yes, the story is the strongest aspect of it, but it's still stupid. Like, to a way it is stupid. What is good about this is the presentation and the dialogues. The dialogues, I'll give you this. The voice acting, especially of Joel and Ellie. Marlene could have been better. Tess is actually pretty good. Billy's actually pretty good as well. In fact, the only weak link I think is Marlene. But other than that, it's really organic. It feels like real people talking. Sorry for that. It feels like real people talking. But that's not enough to win a game 200 over 200 Game of the Year awards. In a world where Fallout 3 exists. Okay, okay, wait. Okay, the story, the ending ruined it for me. The ending ruined it for me. Absolutely ruined it for me. In a world where you have a lot of options, how you choose your ending, you had this. Going on a hike, and then Joel lying to Ellie, because at that point even Ellie, like Ellie saw through the bullshit, like with the fireflies, and she basically wanted an approval that like Joel would not lie to her and betray her. So just for, and more than Joel, you should feel sorry for Marlene, because Marlene raised this girl pretty much like her own daughter, and she had to give the go ahead to actually kill her own daughter, because she knew what's at stake. Joel didn't. Ellie was all ready for it. Like I said, 1 year of commitment to this 14-year-old is somehow greater than 10 years. Apparently, Marlene is raising this kid for like 10 years. That 1 year of commitment is more than 10 years from from Marlene. Real calculating, really. And even how it ended, that last part where you're running with Ellie in your arms. Okay, yeah, the music was good, but the run is so short. I'm like, are you kidding me? There's an elevator. Fuck. Okay. And okay, let's talk about Joel. How stereotypical can you make this guy? Okay. Okay, yeah, okay, he's from Texas. He's someone from Austin, Texas. No problem with that. He has a strong southern accent. No problem with that. Okay? But on top of that, let's see. He rides a horse? Check. He drives a truck? Check. His default weapon is a revolver? Or your handgun or your revolver, because once you die and continue, automatically you even if you have your larger weapon selected, it switches to your smaller weapons. Check. He's okay. From the game, you find out he's actually illiterate because he married very young. Check. The only thing left is for him to wear. You see that guy from The Simpsons, that big rich Texan. He has two guns in his hand and he shouts hee haw. That's the only thing left. Wear a hat, shoot revolvers in the air and scream hee haw. That's the only thing left. And okay, the gameplay. I'm telling you, look at a PS2 game like Splinter Cell Convictions, or look at a no, it's not PS2. I think it was on PS2 or on PS3. Okay, or X360. Look at an X360 game like Splinter Cell Convictions. Oh, and by the way, no, I'm not an Xbox One fanboy. If I was an Xbox One fanboy, I wouldn't have bought a PS4. Like all this time, I was sticking with Sony. I jumped over to Xbox for one generation, and then I went back to Sony again. Yeah, I wouldn't do that if I was an Xbox fanboy. Fuck that. Okay. Look at Splinter Cell Convictions. Look at Splinter Cell's Blacklist. Blacklist, despite the bad ending. Oh, by the way, this ending is worse. This ending is worse than the Blacklist ending, because the Blacklist ending just stopped abruptly. This ending made no sense. You'd wonder, after all, going through all those tapes, journals of Marlene, where she even apologizes to Anna, Ellie's mom, you'd think Joel would have a somewhat of a change of heart. No. Apparently saving this one girl, means more than saving the rest of humanity. Humanity in the game context. For this, broken down old stereotypical redneck. Don't blame me. The game portrayed him as such. The game portrayed him as a stereotype. So the gameplay, it's like very poor man's version of Splinter Cell Convictions. In fact, in a stealth game, you'd expect to do a lot more. It's unbelievable to find out that Joel doesn't have a knife, but Ellie has a knife. Joel, the guy who's actually doing this, for a long time, does not have a knife. He has to makeshift blades. Okay, the camera work is I've touched on it before. The camera work is just awful. The lighting could be better. The crafting system is not that new, because you don't have that many things to craft. The crafting weapon upgrade system, Fallout New Vegas does a 50 times better job than The Last of Us ever could. Only thing, Fallout New Vegas, it's not in real time. That's the only thing. And like I said, it's just not believable that just a simple virus could actually, not virus, sorry, just a simple fungus could actually cause destruction to this degree. To this degree that everything is broken, and there's no even lines of communications and all that. At least in Fallout you had radio signals. You had radio signals and you had radio announcements. You had 3 Dogs and Mr. New Vegas and all that. They're giving you updates. They're giving you updates on what's going on in the world that you're in. Not this one. Oh yeah, and by the way, like I said, the story is fucking. There's nothing original about it. In fact, this is a watered down version of many other people who have told a much more grimming and much more saddening story. And like I said, even that part where you run with Ellie in your arms. Let me take you back to Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. That part where you just before Peace Walker Battle 2, that part where you just get out the elevator and you have to take down that chopper, when that song keeps playing, part of the song Heaven's Divide, that was much more gripping than this one, because like I said, the Metal Gear Solid, the big boss tragedy thing, it all relates back to the beginning of Metal Gear, ending of Metal Gear Solid 3, where he has to kill the only person closest to her, to her mother, and then he has to go and kill her again. And like I said, things like that part where Snake goes Big Boss goes berserk inside the I think so that's called the mammal pod, and he's asking why, answer me, I don't understand. Small things like that, it actually accentuates the story much more. In this one, no. Okay, so I've touched on the gameplay. I've touched on the story. I've touched on, like, the lighting and the camera. Okay, and one more thing about the gameplay, the monotone nature of it, because right now you have open world games sprouting left and right. The monotone nature of this game is actually flabbergasting. Why should I not be able to progress through a level without hunting a fucking deer? Okay, the AI, a lot of people have touched on this, so I'm not going to touch on it, but just to, like, my piece. Yeah, the AI is dumb as fuck. In fact, the Splinter Cell Blacklist AI, I believe, a bit more challenging than this. At least in Splinter Cell Blacklist, you have more ways to to kill your targets. Not here. No, not here. Okay. And the DLC. This has to be the worst DLC in the history of DLCs. Like, the history that I've seen of DLCs. And bro, I have seen Mothership Zeta from Fallout 3, which I would consider as a waste of money. Something to make Mothership Zeta somewhat, like, look somewhat decent is Left Behind. The DLC Left Behind. Like I said, at least from the spring chapter, at least towards the ending, once you get in the hospital, apart from Joel, the person's story who should have the person who should have been the focus of the story was Marlene. It should not have been Ellie. It should have been Marlene. And you have soft people today. This game changed my life. Did you see how he petted the... Shut the fuck up. No. You want a sad story? I'll give you a sad story that makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense. Go play Metal Gear Solid 4. Go play Metal Gear Solid 4. See how the story is presented, especially that microwave level. Just see how the story is presented. Okay? If this made you cry, make sure you have a big ass, swimming pool body wiping towel next to you while you play that level. If you like that melodramatic drama bullshit, okay, that where even at the end, that Hal Emmerich, he still gets no pussy. He's like, oh, Naomi, you betrayed me, but Naomi, yeah. Fuck it. Oh, I'm in love. I'm in love with the computer. Yeah. Go see that. Game of the generation, my ass. So that's all there is. This is the and yes, I refuse to play the DLC. I refuse to play it. Thank God I got this game for free. My next game I'm looking forward to, of course, Fallout, but I'm looking forward to Witcher 3 as well. And IGN, go fuck yourselves, man. You have completely lost it, giving this game a 10 out of 10 and the remaster 10 out of 10 without realizing so many flaws, just in fear of the revolt by the sheep mentality people that's going to come your way, by the sheep mentality people. And you, by capitulating to this, have proven just to be part of the herd, not a leader of the herd, not a guider of the herd, but a part of the herd, another sheep. And I am disappointed. I'm disappointed, man. And hats off to everyone who actually saw through the bullshit. And yeah, by the way, fuck Angry Joe 2. Fuck Angry Joe 2. The exposition in Final Fantasy X of Yuna has more depth than this. Last of Us. The most overrated of us. Yeah, sorry about that. Just going over. I forgot. I forgot to give the game a rating. Okay. This game has good presentation, good good very good dialogues, or organic dialogues, but it has some stiff gameplay. It has a stupid AI, and it has a good story, but it's not a great story by any means, not by any means. uh, 8.75 out of 10. The ending ruined a lot of the game for me. And yes, endings can do that. Because same thing with Splinter Cell Blacklist. How abruptly it ended after, like Fisher found out that their government basically sold fourth echelon out. So this game, the ending ruined it for me. 8.75 out of 10. Game of the year? Fuck no.